Martin Luther King Jr. Day brings out a time of reflection for many on the doctor's great legacy, yet every single year it brings out the utter nonsensical hypocrisies of many lawmakers. You know who they are. Lawmakers who proclaim to despise the boogeyman that is critical race theory, those in power who cast anti-voting rights legislation, and even those who would view MLK as the enemy to their causes. But there's a story we should never forget involving King, the NFL's biggest game of the year, the Super Bowl, and the state of Arizona. So prior to being in Arizona, just a brief bit of history, the St. Louis Cardinals football, not baseball team was in existence from 1960 to 1987. You could see them at the bottom of this retro CBS Sports graphic when they took on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Some more knowledge for you. Prior to being in St. Louis, they were in Chicago by the same team name. The team was in the Windy City for 40 seasons. Fast forward to 1988 when NFL owners approved the move to Arizona. The final tally would be 26 in favor and 0 against. They would play their games in Tempe at Sun Devil Stadium, where Arizona State football plays. One of the guarantees given to the Bidwell family upon the move was the option to host the Super Bowl, which of course they took the NFL up on. That's when this man, former Governor Bruce Babbitt, comes into play in this story. He said the Super Bowl would put the state on the map. When former Commissioner Paul Tagliabue announced it, folks in the state were over the moon out of pure joy in the moment. Of course, this was all going down during the time in our country's history with Ronald Reagan at the helm. No matter your feelings on the guy, which we have plenty, including the downfall of this country under this man's administration, and so few achievements, of course, he would be viewed as woke to modern-day Republicans because he established Martin Luther King Jr. Day as a national holiday in the year 1983. Noteworthy, the bill had cleared the House by a veto-proof margin, 338 to 90, by partisan support. How rare is that? Sans supporting the military-industrial complex, it's few and far between. Depressingly, Arizona would become the last state to make MLK Day a holiday. Per the Arizona State Library, Governor Babbitt declared it a holiday in March of 1986. However, it would not last. When Babbitt left office, this man, Evan Mecham, took the reins as governor in 1987. His first order of business? You guessed it. Rescind Martin Luther King Day being a state holiday. He claimed Babbitt making it a holiday was illegal and vowed to cancel it. Thus, folks in Arizona were ticked. 9,000 people showed up to one march in January 1987, pleading with the governor to change his mind. Another march, 15,000 protesters. Norman Bramman, former owner of the Philadelphia Eagles and chairman of the Super Bowl Site Committee, made it very, very clear. If Arizona botches this, we will pull the Super Bowl. Mecham, by the way, would later face a recall and be impeached. That's when this woman, Rose Mofford, the Secretary of State, will be sworn in as governor, and once again, the first order of business, MLK Day. However, it would be decided at the polls, and all that was needed was a majority vote. Sadly, it would fail amongst the citizens of Arizona. After the result, many in the entertainment sector would boycott the state and withhold their services, including Stevie Wonder. Public Enemy would put out a song titled "By the Time I Get to Arizona," which peeved plenty of folks on both sides of the aisle. Commissioner Tagliabue would say, "I do not believe playing the Super Bowl in Arizona is in the best interest of the NFL. Arizona can't continue its political debate without the Super Bowl as a factor." In effect, as forewarned by the NFL, the game would be moved out of Arizona. Los Angeles, which were runners-up to Arizona, had a proven track record. They already hosted a Super Bowl and previously hosted the Olympics, so they were given the game, and a record 90 million viewers watched it. Then came 1992, with MLK Day on the ballot once more for Arizonians. Fortunately, this time around, it would pass. In 1993, the NFL would announce Arizona would get a second chance, and they would be given the Super Bowl. In 1996, they would host it.